Surprise Thursday here at Off Slate Studios, or we like to call it Avatar Day.
But not that episode
But
yet.
not that episode yet. That's right. We have Jake, we have Jared, myself, Dickey, and we are talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, episode 16, The Deserter. So grab your ice cream, grab your pies, and watch this episode along with us. That's right. So I think this one they traveled to the Fire Kingdom, right?
The Fire Kingdom. Have you been watching the show?
I have, but it's been a
Fire Nation.
Fire Kingdom. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
I don't even think they're in the Fire Nation. I think they're in a colony somewhere.
Yeah, like Fire Nation controlled Earth Kingdom. It's Earth Kingdom, Water Tribe, Fire Nation, and then the Air Nomads.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're all different things,
Kingdom.
idiot.
Sorry.
Let's see, episode 16, and you can't even say Fire Nation. It's in the intro to each episode.
You know what? I don't really...
100 years ago,
Small
the Fire
potatoes.
Kingdom attacked.
Small potatoes. It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
What matters is that this is going to be a good episode, and I'm very excited because we're getting close to the end.
What?
Six.
I couldn't remember this one. Is it...
It's the one with the Jeong Jeong, the firebender guy.
Oh! Is he part of the White Lotus?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, we don't see him again after this episode until the White Lotus shows up, which is always what I felt was one of the things that was very underdeveloped in the show.
Because they could have done a lot with that.
They could have, and to be fair, they did do a lot with the mention of the White Lotus tile and pie show all throughout the show. It's just though the 4 of them or 5 of them show back up at the very end, and it's like, oh, I forgot you were people.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if it would have been more effective if they would have hinted along the way, or just that surprise.
They do kinda.
Maybe a little bit more, but
Maybe it's one of those things that the studio made them cut for time.
Maybe, yeah. But we are literally 5 episodes, 3 episodes away from the 2-part finale.
There's 21 episodes in
20.
this season, and
There are 2 episodes after this one until we get to the Siege of the North. There.
Yeah, baby. I'm excited because I feel like every episode starts to get a little bit more pressure on it, a little bit more anxiety because you know what's coming.
This is the one where Roku shows up and pulls a badass stunt and scares what's his face.
I love more. Give me all the Avatar Roku. Honestly, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
to see
can we just get a spin-off show about Avatar Roku?
You mean dropping the ball and like basically plunging the world into chaos?
that's what we could call it, dropping the ball.
Avatar Roku, a.k.a. James Buchanan, just leaves when there's a big war on.
Yeah.
We're about to start.
He didn't do great.
I mean, he didn't just leave.
Yeah, he got murked. Am I wrong?
I mean, that's true. That is fair.
I don't remember what specifically happens, but I think that's what happened.
Something like that.
Spoilers, by the way.
Well, yes, if you're watching this, spoilers as to all of Avatar. But with all that out of the way, let's watch this episode. Let's
take a bite.
This is Greg.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we just watched episode 16 of Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Deserter. And like I said, I love that we're really, really, really getting close to the end. And I like that, right before you gotta, he has to, obviously, Fire is the one that, he hasn't tried Earth yet this season yet either.
Earth is the hardest for him because it's the exact opposite of his natural bending style.
But, I mean, it obviously shows that Fire is also an issue because he goes in scars.
Yes, but the point is that he's too immature to handle it at this point.
And I do like that. I do like that they show that he is a kid and he may think he knows everything, but he clearly has still a lot to learn.
Well, I mean, if you think about it from his perspective, the only other element he's tried to bend besides air was water, and he did that almost immediately. So
I like seeing him struggle a little bit because he picked up water so fast, and I like seeing this. Not everything comes super easy. He has to actually work at this, and I think this is obviously hinting that he has to learn, because that's what season 2 is about. He has to learn earthbending first before he really gets.
Yeah, this was always one of my favorite episodes just because of that, and he learns to
breathe.
There's a lot of breathing.
He learns to breathe. But what would you call it? He learns. awareness of his enemy because of Zhao not having control.
Yeah.
And using that against him to ultimately end the episode.
Yeah, I love the way that we found that out was through Zhao's master.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just, and I remember, I think that the first time watching this, when he was telling Aang the story about a student that had gained too much and then just cut to Zhao, like, oh, no way! Like, I was like, oh my god, we're learning more about Admiral Zhao! It's fun to learn more about him. He's great in the show.
He's not going to be here much longer.
No.
Unless we watch through Korra.
Does he pop back up in Korra?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He has a little cameo.
It's been a minute since I've seen it. But I also remember, because when we were watching this, Jared, you were pointing out, like, you love this voice acting, like when they were throwing back lines and just, like, throwing shots at each other. Like, that was, he's so much full of, like, what is he full of? He's just full of it.
He's full of it. He's very charismatic.
He is. He's so
Jason
good.
Isaacs is great.
He is so freaking good in this. I could literally watch an entire episode of just him and Aang fighting.
It's called Zhao's Day Out, and it's his whole routine. He wakes up angry. He spends an hour combing his sideburns.
And it's all filmed in vertical TikTok form, too.
Oh my god.
He shaves using fire. He's just...
Wait, have we ever seen
That would be
before?
funny.
Because, like, I actually would laugh a lot if we saw someone just, like, kind of shaping and shaving with the fire out of their fingertips. That would be really funny.
It wouldn't work, though, because it wouldn't give you a clean cut. It'd just burn it off.
Well, that's true. That's true. You have to be a little more
If
creative.
you've ever gotten your hair singed off by a potato launcher, you'll know.
That's very oddly specific, Jake.
You shot someone with a potato launcher?
No. Not someone else.
You shot yourself with a potato launcher?
No, not exactly.
No, he burned his hair off with a potato launcher.
Do you want me to tell the story?
Yeah, we got
I'm
a little bit of
curious.
time.
Okay. I made a potato launcher when I was not a teenager, like a preteen.
Potato launchers are fun, sure.
And, you got the screws in the back of it that cause a spark. Mm-hmm. Well, I sprayed the hairspray in there, and I put the potato in, and I go, click, nothing, click, nothing, click, nothing, click, nothing. So...
Did you spray more?
No, I didn't. I unscrewed the back to look to see if there was a spark. I figured there was enough time to let the hairspray out.
Okay.
I clicked it, and it lit. And it went poof.
That's where you bring out the classic Mythbusters. Did I lose an eyebrow?
No, I didn't. It was still there. I was like half on and half off. It was weird. I looked like I had frost tips, like right here for a while.
So you too could not bend fire. You too lost
I could
control
not
of
bend.
fire.
I could not bend fire.
Because your stance. You had to stand
had to-
a little
you had to
wider
stand
and
really
breathe.
Okay.
Look, man, you know me and stances.
Here we go.
It's funny you bring that up. I don't remember ever, because now I'm thinking back. Also, interesting enough, we didn't have Zuko or Iroh in this episode, but
There's a lot more of those types of episodes than I remember.
yeah. But with the stance, I'm trying to remember. If I feel like Zuko doesn't usually have that wide of a stance.
He does.
So,
when
does he?
when he's doing his basics, he starts that way.
Okay.
Like when he does like the whole the Falcon punch thing, his feet are pretty wide. It's when he kicks and he goes to jump that it narrows and he is nimble. I think the point is that you gain control with the wider stance, and then once you learn control, you can move into agility.
Because I feel like every time you see Iroh being a badass, he's always got like the.
Yep.
And,
And he's always more of a badass than Zuko, isn't he?
Exactly. It really is all about getting wide and getting low.
Oh, man. One of my favorite details of this episode that I noticed for the first time on this watch through, when Aang goes into the tent with Jeong Jeong, the candles around Jeong Jeong the light for them is only going in one direction. It's not doing what a candle does. There's a black circle around him. Like he's literally sitting in the shadow, and then the candles are behind him and they're pointing back at Aang. And then when Aang is sitting in the circle of candles, they're omnidirectionally lit.
I didn't realize that. That's interesting. That's a really small detail that they've actually made a point to do. Huh. Because that was probably because it was bending it, right?
I would assume so.
That's interesting. I tell you, man, these creators and their small details, they really know what they're doing. Also, I do think it's funny that, and I'm going to give this just a test to Aang just being a kid and him growing up through this show, is that he legitimately thought that he was just going to jump on stage, save Katara, and it was going to be fine.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy, that's a great idea. Uh-huh.
The funniest thing about that is that, and it speaks to his immaturity, is that he is a performer. There's no way that, like, the rope the dude was talking about losing control was made of fire.
He lost control, quote. That's the entire time we're watching this. I'm just like, you idiot, that's a part of the act. What are you doing? He's just playing along.
But he's also 12.
Dancing.
I know.
He loves that dance.
He really does. He always goes for the same dance moves.
I love it.
It's great.
This is also the first time.
Where was
Katara,
Momo in this episode?
He's the first frame.
I missed
the
it then.
episode opens on Momo. He just kind of hangs out in the back.
And then Appa's over there saving the day.
Once again.
100% a hero.
He is the MVP. We've said it before. We'll say it. Come on.
We'll probably say it every episode that he does something.
Until the episode that we lose him, which is...
Spoilers.
Oh, come on. Everybody knows that episode. That's a hard episode to watch. I was stressed the entire time.
We're more than halfway to that episode.
You said we're halfway to it?
Yeah, about.
I mean, we're almost a third of the way through the show itself.
I know. But sorry,
Yeah.
you were going to say something?
I was saying the first time Katara heals.
That's right.
She figures out she can heal. I like that little scene where Jeong Jeong goes over and talks to her about like how he does not like being a firebender really, and he wishes he had her abilities, and the show really explains like, oh, water can be used for healing, and of course it leads to a very funny Sokka scene at the end there. I was like, thanks for the first aid over the years. When I got 2 fish hooks in my thumb, 2.
He tried to take the first out or the second out with the first. Or something
First out
like
with
that.
the second.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a great scene.
But yeah, the healing will factor in at the end of the season, and a huge role at the end of the next season.
Yeah.
It's basically a huge role throughout the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really... Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, it was the first time. All right, well, I mean, is there anything else you guys have on the episode?
Why is everything in the Fire Nation or Fire Nation colonies a sepia color?
Because it's like Mexico, Jake. Every time anybody in the U.S. films a scene set in Mexico, it's all sepia. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
I have some counter arguments, but I don't want to get into them here.
We do see the consequences of Aang's actions, too. I like how the show does that, where him playing around with the fire hurts Katara.
And this is where he says he's never going to bend fire again. Which
he does it
is
until book 3, right?
Yeah, it's pretty key until he learns how to firebend.
And it makes sense, because, yeah, he doesn't have anybody really also to teach him until Zuko.
Spoilers.
Oh my gosh!
Gosh, man. Man, I'm so sorry. All y'all watching this and have never seen it, just want our take on it, and he's spoiling it all for you.
If you haven't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender at this point, it's been out for how long now? At least.
Or you should abide by the rule that you should never spoil anything for anyone.
You're also watching a show about Avatar: The Last Airbender. So
That's
one
true.
would assume.
You're trying to scare off our 4 listeners.
I'm just saying, if you haven't seen the show before, maybe watch it and then we'll watch us. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys have anything else you want to mention about the deserter?
There wasn't enough cake.
There was not enough cake or ice cream or pie. I'm a pie fan, so I mean, like, really,
Pie is good.
Pie is great.
Apple pie.
Apple pie is where it's at. Or pecan pie. No, not a pecan pie.
I like pecan pie.
Yeah, it's good.
Chocolate cream pie.
That's basically pudding with crust.
Yes.
It's really good, though. My girlfriend makes a bomb chocolate pie. Regardless, if you like what we're doing, if you want to follow us on the socials and watch some funny stuff we post, where can they follow us?
You could follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the funny TikTok.
Ha 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 ha.
And you can listen to us on Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, ring our bell, rate us on all those things. What are they called? Sites.
Yeah, a little
Check out
5-star rating. Just makes us look good.
Check out our groovy website and let us know if you want Sam's recipe for that pie, because I know I do.
It's so good. But thank you for listening to today's episode. Next episode is episode 17. Jared, hit me with the title.
The Northern Air Temple.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Isn't that the one with the kid in a wheelchair?
I think so. The inventor.
Yeah.
Isn't that going to be? That's going to be Abed in the. Danny Pudi is the inventor, isn't he, in the live action show?
Really?
I don't know. I
thought I heard that.
Oh my God, that's a good casting. So, if you want to watch that episode, we'll watch it next week and then watch our show. So until then, thank you so much for listening from all of us here at Slate Media. Don't forget on every Thursday or whenever you want to.
Take a bite.